most beautiful and touching and moving songs that I probably ever heard that I can remember. I can't tell you how emotional that song hit me. You know, that song, I think, really resonates with this whole situation right now. This whole messed up pandemic. You know, a lot of people are alone and suffering mentally. You know, probably far more than I am. You know, those people who are, alone and feel like they can't, move on. They can't let go of the past and completely clean the slate. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of people in this world who are going to be traveling, who are going to be starting new in a new direction when this all is over. You know, the world is really rocked and just really in a very, very messed up, tough place where I don't know if all of us can really see the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel. And especially, all of the, feelings of, grief and guilt and anxiety that, I've been having. I'm sure that all of you have been having things like that as well. Where we all have regrets and, we just can't be as much in the present. And, sometimes we need things like music and things like meditating and possibly getting a change of scenery. And but for when I tell you that they need an escape from their situation. I certainly am one of the many who feels like I need out, that I want out, that I yearn to get out, that I yearn to escape my situation. I just think that, when you watch season 7, on the second episode of season 7, I'm pretty sure, I haven't seen it yet, but I do know that they're singing that. I don't think that, if you were to choreograph a dance to music as beautiful as that, I don't think that anything else, you might have a fun, really, elegant, sassy number, but in the end, nothing can beat something that uplifts everybody and enlightens everybody. And I think that that's really the flavor of Cancer and Pisces. And I think that's kind of the energy that we need, especially with, there being water. And we just passed a water cycle. I'm sure that all of us are feeling in our lives, maybe, basis of, our situation. Like there's certain people This is, but when I say this, I don't mean family at all. That's not what I'm talking about. But there's just certain aspects of our lives that we just don't like. And I'm sure that this song would really touch the hearts of the many people right now, or just in the past, who have cancer, who are in prison, much like how Abby was in both of those two places. You have no idea the impact, of, music, of art. Whenever we're feeling any type of negative, feeling, emotion, like sorrow, and, as I said again, anxiety, depression, loneliness, then that song will really be kind of the medicine to remedy that. I just want you all to remember that we are all in this together. And I can promise you that next year, at least come on March the 21st, things are going to change. And the whole world is going to be put back to normal, but a more evolved normal. Sometimes, just move on. But also keep hold of the past for all the lessons that we could learn from it. Think of how much we could gain from this whole experience, as bad as it is. No matter what the situation, no matter how bad, no matter how taxing or long or, laborious, whatever it is, there was always something positive to be gained from it. I think that a majority of the world learned through this about the simple pleasures, about touring, aspects, such as, family, such as, simply, getting outside, being, live on this earth, all of those types of things. And I also think that, we really learned about, gratitude. And I can tell you that is actually Labimbi Eskinroll's, Julia Eskinroll's album for, her 2015 fall. 2014 fall is about gratitude, about, what we have, and, how we should appreciate what we have. And, although we didn't get into it, we didn't read it fully through, but we're going to be listening to it. If we continue, then I don't know about the status of the world that is going to be up and coming. But, well, that's another kind of worms, I would say. you can theorize and say all the great things about, watching movies, reading that you want to. It's not going to be the same. I just want you to think back to reading The Bet, by Anton Chekhov. I mean, do you all remember that? Do you all remember reading that? Okay. He was, there was an experiment of a trial for him being in his house for 15 years straight. Couldn't talk to anybody, couldn't leave. He was stuck there. Just imagine how much more difficult and anxiety would riddling that would be to be in that situation. I'm trying to think of something else. Deborah Silverman wrote something about a story of a man who was in jail, in prison, and it's all about breaking, if you think about Shawshank Redemption as well, finding the courage to hang in there and pull through, power through, and break free. You think about it. Now, if I had to symbolize my feelings, at least, think of an object. This is gonna, stretch my brain as well, just as well, just as much as all of yours. Think of something. Think of a setting, an object, anything. It can be random. It could be, whatever. There's no conditions on it whatsoever. If it's something, I don't know. And, I don't care, what it is that you think, but I do care. I think that you know what I mean when I say that I do and I don't at the same time. I do care what you picture, but there's no limitations on it at all. I'm going to begin. So for me, it would be, well, I think that it's, pretty obvious, because I've already mentioned it, is jail. Is being in a jail cell. Being trapped in a place that you just, makes you feel very, just miserable and, in psychological pain. And wanting a way out of that. That's, really what comes to mind, to me. And I just want you all to think of something. Think of something, your own something that, symbolizes what you're thinking about, and, coming from the heart, how you're feeling. And I just want to tell you that if you hear Deborah Silverman talk about, if you don't have enough water, if you have a little water, then you don't feel emotion, you're, emotionally numb. You can forget about that. You can forget about things like that, because let me tell you that that's not true. That's not true. Saying that is not true. If we can't change it, and, if it's antagonized, made such a negative that, we feel guilty, we want to, but we can't change it, then, well, there's another answer. There is something else. And that is how you show, how you deal with emotions. For me, because I have dominant ale, well, I'm already doing it. Writing, singing, journaling, all of those things. Dealing with emotions. I don't know about the others, but anyway, can somebody begin thinking of something? Thinking of an object or something? Yes. Okay. Oh. I should have thought of that. And that's another thing also, think of, I completely, this is such a great example. Night by Elie Wiesel. Now, if I had more time, I would sit down and I would really delve into it because it is a true story. I didn't have the option to do that. But I think that, we can all, thinking about it, feel that impact, being stuck there. Think of if somebody were to, sing that kind of song, a song like, We Go On, for example. How much of an impact, and when you have that, then it, makes you feel better, it moves you, it is a strengthener, it really, really revives, and, again, it's, it cures that, it cures all of that. That's what I want to tell you. So, now that we've, now that there's somebody else, is there anybody else in the room who has anything? I just want to know. Okay. So, exactly. Yeah, being, being in a war zone. All the, fighting, being afraid, and, that kind of environment and wanting out of that, situation. How traumatic that is. Anybody else? Yes. Mm. Okay. Just, any random thing, any, picture thing. You being in a situation. I would think, exactly, being in, like, cold, the Arctic. Being in the top or the very bottom of the world, of the globe. It's kind of a, creepy, desolate feeling of just, silence and quietness, soulless silence that feels like, it's like death. I think that in this situation, if I had to astrologically rank the best zodiac signs to be with right now, then it would be, all the signs, but in particular, I would say that the signs would be Capricorn, number one, because that is a very, sulfur sign. People say all these bad things about it. And I take that very personally because I have a family member who is a Capricorn. And I think that I also take a little bit of offense to how Deborah, acts out that. Other signs would be Cancer, Taurus, Leo. I don't know about Sagittarius, though. I don't know how they would be able to handle this whole thing. Pisces, I would think Pisces as well. So all of those signs, and Libra. So those are the top signs. I don't know about Scorpio, though. The sun's in Scorpio, but I don't know about it. So now that we've kind of, hit on that note, I think that I'm going to make an executive decision and add this song to the concert, because Scorpio is a water sign. And when you have fire, it intensifies the water, which makes up Scorpio because it is the fire to the water. Because it's also, it's also ruled by Mars, so that makes a lot of sense. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, anyway, everybody, I want to kind of, get focused on, what you all came here to do, okay, which is to listen, read at the same time, all, story that we're working on. Now, I just want to, introduce you again to Jill, who is here today. I definitely thought that it was the right time to bring her back. The reason being is because of, remember we looked at, Deborah Silverman. Remember what, the whole thing that I told you about, remember way last July about a different type of relationship. Zach was here and it was a more casual relationship. Friend relationship, doing stuff with, an adventuring kind of, a buddy type of relationship. When Kathy was here, it was more a, beloved aunt type of relationship. When Deborah came here, it was more of a mothering, nurturing, understanding relationship. And that is the same type of relationship and reasons for why I brought Jill here to be admitted. Now, I originally thought that, the moon was in Aries and you were born on the 15th, but then I found out that you were born on the 22nd of August. And the moon was in Cancer, which makes so much sense. And it's funny how Cancer is in the summertime, and it's not in the wintertime when we need Cancer. We need Taurus to be the angel to guide us along through, the weather and everything. So now that I talked about that, so those are like the 3 type of relationships. Those 3 types. We explored all 3 types this year. When it's summertime and when it's springtime, we need more of a, beloved and casual relationship. When it's winter time and fall time, we need the other kind of relationship. So now that I have gone on with that spiel, we're going to be plugging in this story because we need to get, moving on this because I think that I stopped it too much the last time. I'm not going to do that again. So, did I bookmark it? I don't know. Okay, no, I didn't bookmark it. Okay, let's go to YouTube. I know that now would be a good opportunity, because I know that Wabimbi Lois has invited you to have a morning brunch with her. So she's waiting outside. Do you remember when they were doing that? Yeah. That was there was, I don't understand why, they didn't do that at a nationals because that would have surely won at, a national competition. That kind of thing. So, anyway, it was nice to see you this morning, and I'll, see you later. I know that, Julia made plans, for you and her to, reconnect and, get reacquainted. So, you can go on your way. I don't do that when new guests come because my intentions are not to kick them out. Oh, I don't want you right now. No. It's simply because of just, of opportunities that come that I would like them to take advantage of with the mention. So, let's continue, everybody. Let's continue. Let's, keep going.